are in a secret, little-known paradise called Anguilla, a British Caribbean island just a 30 minutes ferry ride from St. Maarten. And Anguilla is the final stop on our 3-country, 5-day itinerary. Now, there's 2 ferry options to get to Anguilla. The first is the most affordable option, and that's the public ferry on the French side of the island. Now, if you're flying into the St. Maarten airport, your option is to go with a private ferry company, which is what we did since we were returning our car back to the airport. And the tickets cost us $75 a person. Now, the ride took us about 30 minutes, and we hit a little bit of a rough patch with the weather, but it wasn't terrible. I took some Dramamine, and we were good to go. So let's get through immigration, and then we're going to go pick up our car rental with Andy's Auto Rental. All right, we've made it to our accommodation. This is Arawak Beach Club, and this hotel is located on the northeastern side of the island, just about 5 minutes from Shoal Bay East, one of the best beaches in Anguilla. And this is also where Silly Cay is located, and it's right behind me offshore. And this is a private island with a restaurant on it. Not sure if they're going to be open during our stay for us to check out, but that may be something to add to your list. Now, Arawak is a super colorful property, and there's 10 suites located here, as well as 1 villa. And inside, it's got all that you need: king bed, kitchenette, bathroom, and we just love the colorful look of this place. Anguilla is also an extremely expensive island, and we're traveling in high season, but we're only paying $330 a night for our accommodations. All right, we came to Anguilla for the beaches, so let's not waste any time and let's go see our first beach. All right, let's show you the ride we got from Andy's Auto Rental. We got this black convertible Mini Cooper, and when we got to the ferry, as soon as we walked outside from immigration, there was a huge Andy's Auto Rental building, and they had a bar, restaurant, and gift shop with their auto rental. So the staff was awesome. It's a local company. Love it. Now, one thing to know about driving in Anguilla, this is a British territory, so you do drive on the left side of the road, and you're also going to have the driver on the right side of the car. So luckily, David's done that before, but even if you're not used to driving this way, the roads are super flat here, and really the toughest thing you have to do is go around some roundabouts and just remembering to bear left. Now, our rental cost us less than $200 for 2 nights, and we actually have a lot included in that. We've got the car, the insurance, a fee to drop it off at the airport instead of the ferry terminal when we leave. Plus, we rented umbrellas and beach chairs from them. So I feel like we got a lot and an upgraded car for a decent price. Another popular option on Anguilla is to rent a moke. Like, we rented a moke in St. Barth's. Usually people get a car there, moke here. If you want to do a moke, I think it would be very, very easy to drive a moke here on this flat island. All right, let's go to Shoal Bay East. first Anguilla beach is Shoal Bay East, not to be confused with Shoal Bay West, which is a different beach. Shoal Bay East is on the northeastern side of the island, and it's regarded as one of the best beaches in the world. It's 1 to 2 miles long, and it has really soft white sand and really beautiful blue water. Now, the water is very wavy today. I'm not sure if it's just seasonal, but still, this is a beautiful start to our Anguilla trip. So we just got set up at the beach. It was a little tricky finding parking. It seemed like a lot of the beach restaurants had parking lots for their guests. We ended up parking in front of Gwen's Reggae Grill, which I heard of online and wanted to come to. We parked in their lot, set up our chairs, and then came over to Gwen's and ordered a couple of Gwen's famous rum punches from the bar. But they've got a full menu, so this is a great spot not only to get drinks when you're at the beach, but to have some lunch as well. And currently there's a lot of construction in this area. They're probably building some big hotels or maybe even villas. And when we were coming down the dirt road to Gwen's, it was like this big hill, and then you had to go down the big hill, and it was kind of freaky, but it was correct. So if you don't know where to park at Gwen's, stop for a drink, and then enjoy the beach. Now, there are loungers here right in front of Gwen's, so I'm assuming you can rent those from the bar. But we just set up our chairs nearby over that bend right there, so we have easy access to grab some drinks, and the drinks did come in plastic, so you could easily take them to go. Gwen's famous rum punch number 2. They're really strong. They're really strong, and they're really good. And now I'm kind of scared for them to get in the water. I don't know if it's really strong, but it's so good. Okay. That first drink I got, I'm definitely he's going. Okay, I'm gonna be my man. This ranch is nasty, but look at It's the ranch. Yeah. There's something wrong with me.
Ask her to walk straight.
dinner tonight, we're at Blanchard's, which is a very popular, highly rated restaurant. And we would definitely recommend you have a reservation because it seemed like if you didn't have a reservation, you weren't getting in. Now, Blanchard's is also home to Blanchard's Beach Shack. So that's more of a lunch and dinner place that's casual on the sand. So you do have those two options, but Blanchard's is definitely the classier dinner restaurant. Now, to start, we're having some hummus. And for our drinks, we're getting Bob's Banana Cabanas, which is going to have rum, Bailey's, banana, and coconut cream. At our last dinner in St. Maarten, we also had BBC and drinks for dinner as well. But I told David, please do not call it a BBC at this restaurant. And I think he did. I think he did. Oh my God, that's so good. David just asked me how I like that BBC. It was phenomenal. It tastes like a milkshake dessert. I don't know that there's alcohol in here. I know from the menu, but from tasting it, I don't taste any alcohol. I taste like I'm having a dessert milkshake, which is dangerous. This is so good. So far, the drinks in Anguilla, oh my God, they are so good. All right, for dinner, I got jerk chicken with plantains and a rum sauce and veggies. And then David got salmon, and I also see veggies and quinoa on his plate. It smells really good. Oh, and mine has sweet potato, too. I forgot about the sweet potato. Oh my God, it's really good. Wow, it's got some spice to it, but like white girl level of spice. Got some heat, got some spice. Not sure what this is, but relish, I think, and it's really good. Wow, that's really good. Like, I've had a lot of jerk chicken that's just like, meh. This is like some legit jerk chicken. And let me try my rum-soaked plantain. Oh God. That's good too. That tastes like a dessert right there. Wow. Very, very good tasting food. All right, our dinner at Blanchard's was absolutely phenomenal. I was so impressed by the food and the cocktails as well. I mean, so far in Anguilla, the food and drink has just been out of this world. And I did not expect that with it being a British island. I thought the food here would be bland. That is not the case so far. Now, again, as I mentioned earlier, definitely make a reservation in advance. It does seem like this restaurant caters to a lot of groups, so the tables go really quickly. We also noticed it was a very high-end crowd here, which makes sense because Anguilla is very expensive and has some very expensive accommodations. So just keep that in mind. Makes for a really great special night out. Today we're starting off our day in Anguilla with some coffee and light breakfast from Yvez Coffee. This is a newer coffee house on the island and it looks super cute, super aesthetic, and I'm hungry, so I'm very excited to get some coffee and some food. And then today we're gonna keep taking you around to more Anguilla beaches. Lattes and then the egg sandwich, which this is a big sandwich. I'm so excited. That's a good egg sandwich. Now they've got coffees, baked goods, sandwiches, and salads here. And one thing we've noticed about Anguilla is it's not like a breakfast restaurant heavy destination. You'll find more little big shops, coffee houses, and just a couple of sit-down places. This is a great way to start your day. Something light before you head out to the beach. Our next beach is Rendezvous Bay Beach, and this is located on the southwestern side of the island, actually really close to the Blowing Point ferry terminal. So you've got phenomenal views of St. Maarten from this beach. Now, when you arrive, there is a public parking lot located right next to, I guess, a pond, Rendezvous Bay Pond. And it was so funny because the pond was blowing sea foam all over the road in the parking lot. But super easy to park here. This is another beautiful long stretch of white sand beach, and it's actually very calm here. Compared to the north side of the island, this is far less windy, far less choppy. Much easier to go swimming in this water here. And if you're looking for something to do, just behind us we have the Sunshine Shack, which is a very popular drink and lunch spot. And you've also got at the other end of the bay, Banky Banks Dune Preserve, which is a very popular nightlife spot. And the bottom is super soft. You don't need any water shoes. A little chilly at first when you get in, but then again, it is February. I love it. Now watch me swim.
Fun's over. Back to work. It's swim no more.
We just walked down to Sunshine Shack and got some drinks. So great little easy spot to hit while you're on the beach. And they're not grilling yet, but we do see some grills. So I'm sure when lunchtime hits, they'll be firing up the grill and you can get some lunch here too. right, now we're at Meads Bay Beach. And this is actually the same beach that we were at last night when we went to Blanchard's for dinner. And as you can see, the waves are crazy. It's really cool, but there's still people in the water braving it. Now, Meads Bay Beach is on the northwestern side of the island. There's free parking available. Just look for Meads Bay Beach free parking lot on the Google map, right in front of the Moke Anguilla store. And if you prefer more of a beach club environment, there's plenty of restaurants here that will rent you a chair for the day. And when you're on Meads Bay Beach, if you need lunch, we'd highly recommend going to Blanchard's Beach Shack, which is the beach side of the Blanchard's restaurant. And if you come to the eastern end of Meads Bay Beach by that free parking lot, there's a really cool kind of cliff here that makes for really nice photos. So we kind of got rained out, but that's okay because I'm so burnt. I've gotten so much sun on this trip. For a little lunchtime snack, we headed back to Blanchard's, and this time we're at the Blanchard's Beach Shack side. And we got our traditional vacation food, hot dog, eating a hot dog in as many countries as I can. Tastes like a hot dog. But regardless of my choice, it's not like a hot dog and hamburger type place. They have a huge menu with a ton of really good food options and full bar. So I also saw they rent beach chairs for $5 a day, which is a fantastic deal. So if you need a cheap beach chair, Blanchard's Beach Shack may be it. Tonight we're coming to Tasty's POV for dinner, and Tasty's is near the sandy ground area, and with how the restaurant is set up, you have a really nice view out of a pond and then sandy ground beach in the distance, which is a popular bustling area. Now the weather didn't really cooperate with us today, so I'm not sure how much of a sunset we're going to get, but this would be a great place to get some sunset drinks, have dinner, and enjoy the point of view. Wow, it tastes like Coco Loco. So this had rum, I think. It had 2 rums. It had coconut, Bailey's. It tastes like an Almond Joy. Yeah, it literally tastes like an Almond Joy candy bar. Yes. So for dinner, I got a coconut crusted fish. Loving the coconut today, and thankfully it's a fish fillet because I don't do fishes with the heads on it like David does. And David got snapper with a face. He's so upset to be being eaten. He has an eyeball. I don't know, but apparently David likes this. But I cannot stop with this. Like, this is so good. Let's come here and get a bunch of Coco Locos. So freaking good. All right, let's try some fish. This whole trip I've been getting a lot of coconut stuff. That's a good whitefish. I don't know what kind, but it's whitefish. And I really like the coconut crust. Just a nice little hint of coconut. We are so full. We couldn't even finish our plates. It was really, really good. I really like the coconut fish. But this is a great little restaurant. It's an outdoor restaurant, but part of it is covered in case of rain. And the viewpoint is really cool. Even though our sunset wasn't great, I can tell that this is a great spot for sunset. And there's a couple people here in the restaurant that were talking to us, and they just keep coming back again and again because it's their favorite spot on the island. So definitely recommend Tasty's POV.
The door handle is hard to use.
Today is our final day in Anguilla, but before we leave, we want to show you one more must-visit breakfast option. This is Le Bon Pain, a French bakery, and it's an extremely popular spot, and it's only open, I believe, from Friday to Wednesday, so make sure you check the hours before you come, and I'd recommend doing that for any restaurant you're going to on the island. They all tend to pick one random day or two off during the week to close. This place is poppin', and it's like 7:30 in the morning. Come early so you don't run out of stuff. And I forgot to mention that this is cash only. We got 2 cappuccinos and a almond and chocolate croissant. Oh my god. Ooh. And they have these breakfast sandwiches on these massive baguettes. They look amazing. It smells so good here too. Let's try this. That's fresh. That's good. That was an incredible croissant. So good. I could eat like 5 of them. They were so good. right, we've got one last little photo op spot for you. Near Sandy Ground Beach, there's actually a shipwreck down on the beach. And while we don't feel like hiking all the way out to it, if you're looking at shipwreck on the map, just across from it is a photo op viewpoint area. So super nice little view. You've got a little Anguilla sign. Definitely come over here to get your photo before you leave. All right, guys, our time in Anguilla and our 3-country 5-day trip is officially over, unfortunately. We really enjoyed Anguilla and think that if you just want to park yourself on an extremely beautiful white sand beach, Anguilla is the place to come. Honestly, it kind of reminds us of a lesser developed Turks and Caicos. And if you're somebody that wants to have a few more activities to do, some adventures, things to see, then we'd recommend combining your St. Maarten and Anguilla trip the way we did. Now, if you missed the other videos in this series, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, check out our St. Maarten, St. Barth, and Anguilla playlist, and we'll see you in the next vacation.